Hey guys, welcome back to Girls Frontline 2. In today's video, I wanted to talk about everything to do with intelligence puzzles, which is the game's stamina system, and I will just refer to it as stamina from here on in. Now, up until about level 30, you never really have too much excess that you have to burn, so whatever you burn it on, it's not the end of the world. But once you hit level 30, that is where you're going to start noticing that you really need to spend more of your stamina to level your account. And so I want to talk about what I am going to be farming, what is recommended to farm based on the CN version and stuff like that. And also I want to talk about the idea of saving your refill charges, whatever they call those as well, because that is something I will be doing from now on. So first of all, let's talk about the recharges. So if we jump in here and you want to refill your stamina, as you can see, we get a bunch of these puzzle supplements. Now, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, the reason I spent all of mine up until now was because I was trying to rush to level 30 to unlock all the content because I started my account a day late. Obviously, being content, I want to get to things quicker. If you want to rush at the end of the day, feel free to spend them, but otherwise, I recommend saving them. Now, this is something that comes up in every game. And like I said, if you just want to spend them, it's not going to ruin your account. It's not the end of the world. It's just you can farm better things later on. And the reason it's kind of better to save them is, yes, you will unlock stuff. And once again, I definitely think before you, if you can, the first thing I would want to do is reach level 30 so that you can unlock all these things with PvP, the combat exercise as well. 27 is where you unlock the boss fight because those do have a reset. You can see they're resetting in 2 days and 7 hours. So if you can push into them and get the rewards from them for this week and then again, then that is something I think is worth spending a bit of stamina on. But once again, it is completely up to you. But like I said, the reason that saving them is going to be nice is because you get more levels through stamina. Now, for those that played Honkai Star Rail or something like that, I remember back in Star Rail, people were making graphs talking about the value of spending your stamina for refills early versus late, because in that game, as you leveled up, your dailies gave you more experience. In this game, your dailies are always going to give you 300 experience. I have not seen it go up yet. Like I said, I'm at level 30. It's been the same the whole way through. So because that doesn't increase, it doesn't increase the value. So that's why it's a safe thing to do to actually save them, because then you're going to be using them on better value later. But once again, it's still, if you're spending them now, you're leveling up your account, you're unlocking higher difficulties, which means then your AFK stamina that you get is going to be spent on higher level stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just because you get that extra experience, so you're leveling more of your early levels through the daily quests. Once again, that is if you're being very nitpicky. If you just want to burn your excess stamina, it's not going to destroy your account. So feel free to do it. I'm just letting you guys know from now on, from 30 is where I want to get through because that's when you unlock the bulk of the stuff. Now I am going to be saving my stamina majoritively. That way, if I say a new character comes out and I pull them and I have to dump a bunch of stamina to build them up or something like that, then I have it available to me. So that is why I personally like saving them, and that is why I am going to be saving them from now on. Okay, so now I want to talk about where you burn your excess stamina on once you have completed your first clears and your campaign. Now, in a previous video, I mentioned that I did a few runs on the attachments. I have completely stopped that now. Like, getting a couple attachments is okay. I burnt probably 200 stamina on that. I am not touching it again because especially once you hit level 30, you realize that you have a massive crunch on every other resource in the game. So pre-level 30, if you guys are not yet there, I recommend doing the stock bars. At least have 32 of the blue stock bars ready, because that will allow you to limit break your 4 main characters. Then you can combat reports, because we will eventually need to build more characters, and combat reports you just run out of super quick. The other thing is blueprint analysis if you need some weapons leveled. The other thing that we do have is over here in the neural survey. I wouldn't farm this until you hit level 30, because that's when you unlock these bad boys, which drop the purple ones. As you can see, I've got 59. This node on your neural helix for each character costs you 80 of these, and I've only done 2 characters, so you will need more of these as well. Just keep in mind, all of these things as well, you will be able to get from various shops, including event shops as well. So if you balance out and you have like excess materials in one of the shops, and then you also have stamina, just balance it between and find what you need. Like I said, once you hit level 30, it's going to become very obvious what you need to farm. So for me, it's easy. I'm like, okay, she's one of my main 4 characters. I need to limit break her. I only have 3 of these. I need to get to 8. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to click this. And I'm going to go ahead and auto this. That's what I'm going to do. It's very, very clear once you hit here what you actually need. But like I said, if you're a pre-level 30, you can stockpile 32 of these so your main characters can all get limit broken. Now, the other thing you can farm, and this is what I probably would have farmed instead of the couple bits of attachments farming that I did, would be general experience. Because if we go to say you, for instance, and I want to level you up, you can see I am already out of combat. What do they call these? Combat reports. So the character experience. I'm already out of it. And when you consider the fact that you're going to have to level more characters from level 1 to level 10, from 1 to 20 is costing you 5,000. And then from 20, if we go to say her, from 20 up to 30 is costing you another 15,000. So you're looking at a minimum of 20,000 to get a character to level 30, 20,000 of the combat reports. So you will need more of these along the way. And once again, all these things start costing more and more and more the higher you get up. So that is what I think is a perfectly safe thing to farm. Some combat reports, some of the limit break materials, some of the helix materials as well. Once you hit level 30 though, that's when you're going to need some more of the purples. And that's what you can look to do. So once again, the gearing, the attachment farming, doesn't really come in until past level 40, is because that's when it becomes max. Now, once you do get to max level on these, this is pretty much where you're going to spend all your stamina, because by then, hopefully you have the bulk of your characters leveled. Then maybe the events and stuff like that can give you the rest of the resources you need. Once again, then if you have a new character that you need to build, you obviously spend stamina to build them. But besides that, once you hit level 40 and 43 and we get the high difficulty ones of these, that is when we're going to want to start doing these. Now, just keep in mind, at level 43, you unlock all of these, but they do get harder. You can see you got level 58 enemies. So try and be farming this once you get to max. But I can reassess that in another video once we get to that stage. But I think just in that early game phase, you definitely want to be farming these other resources, because especially at level 30, you notice a real pinch. Once again, feel free to do a couple little attachment farms to get just some base sets of gear on your characters. But besides that, don't start hunting the top tier gear, because you're going to need these other resources more. Now, the other thing is, once you unlock the peak value assessment, this is actually another way you're going to get some random pieces of attachment. I call it gear, but attachments, because when you clear these, the first clear is going to give you a bunch of gear, and then the resetting weekly ones will also get you some additional pieces of gear. Now, you don't get to choose the weapon, you don't get to choose the set, but it will just give you some gold ones that you can attach just to get those raw stat values as well. So that is pretty much everything that I wanted to cover with stamina. Like I said, save your chips if you want to. This is just a little bit of a different system compared to like the Hoyo type games where you don't increase your experience. So saving the chips and using them at a later date, what I'm going to save my chips for ideally is, once again, if I summon a new character and I just need resources to build them, then obviously I'm going to spend them on that because I'm impatient, I want to build them. Besides that, I will be saving my refills until I can do the max level of this, and then I will be dumping those into getting a bunch of good attachments, trying to get my perfect sets for my characters, and that is what I will be targeting, and that is what I am saving these bad boys for the rest of the time. Once again, I'm a bit low on them at the moment, but now I will start saving them. If you want to start as a brand new player and start saving these, that is perfectly fine. Like I said, I burnt mine just to get to level 30 because I was impatient, but if you're more of a patient person, you can definitely save these for a longer period of time. But the reason I rushed to level 30 is because there's a couple key breakpoints over here that really help. That's the boss fight, getting that, because the boss fight, you only get 3 attempts per week, and you want to get to the highest difficulty. So next week it'll reset my 3 attempts and I can keep going up higher in difficulties. So I'll get to there quicker. That's at level 27. And then we have combat exercise, which is your PvP, which does give you some decent rewards. It'll also allows me to start ranking up in the ranks earlier, which gets me more premium currency because I just want more summons. And then also the peak value assessment, because this is going to get you some extra gear and other resources, which these rewards here do actually reset every time. So I've got to go through and push this before the end of the week, and that is another thing. But once again, it's not that much of a stress. If you want to just save them for the end game and play a little bit more efficiently on your stamina, you can do that too. And that covers everything. I realize I am rambling, so I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to shut up. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.